What up, fam, and welcome back to the Fintress Way. Today we are going to be talking about what they don't tell you about the VSG surgery. But first, before we get started, if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so now and make sure to hit the bell for notifications. Let's get into the video. First and foremost, if you are just now starting to follow my journey, I want to give you just a few stats. I started my highest weight at 289. I went into surgery at 277 and I am currently 180. My goal is 175, so we'll see how that works. It's getting harder and harder to get there, but I believe that I will. Okay, so what they don't tell you about VSG surgery. Number one, constipation. They tell you after surgery, any major surgery, that you should, of course, take stool softeners because a lot of the narcotics and things that they give you will stop you up. But what they don't continue to tell you is that you should continue to take those stool softeners probably, I'm gonna say, through the liquid diet. That has just been my experience. Simply because what I find is that when you go into the liquid diet, you have increased protein and everybody is drinking the protein shakes. So it's important that you are somehow making the body flow, because protein does kind of lock you up. So between all of your liquids and your protein, it's important that you take stool softeners. I know what worked for me was enemas. I mean that's not necessarily the best route, but it was the last option and it worked for me. So I did do that, and you've heard me say in some other videos that you should drink Smooth Move, if not every day, every other day, at least until you become regular. Because I'm already not a regular person. I don't necessarily have bathroom breaks of that sort every day. So the Smooth Move really helped me stay on track. Number two, fertility increase. So your fertility will increase, okay? Your fertility will increase. I have a condition called PCOS, which a lot of women actually have it, whether they've been diagnosed or not. But it's called polycystic ovarian syndrome. And what happens there is you will have what is called your A1C, and that is a cell that breaks down your sugar. So if you are taking in a lot of sugar, and us who have PCOS aren't able to break down because we don't produce enough A1C, your body is storing that. So once you have the surgery and you start to drop the weight, you will have increased fertility. That's just how it works, okay? I would recommend staying on birth control. I know I asked my surgeon, I was already on the Paragard, which is a IUD, and I'm like, should I have an extra baby blocker? Because, you know, y'all already got 3 kids. I do not need that problem, okay? And ultimately, this surgery was for me. You know what I mean? So I don't want to go through something so major and then have to, you know, interrupt that process of like fully losing the weight and getting pregnant right after. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, that that's not some people's goal, because some people do get pregnant before their 12 to 18 months is up, you know. I mean, if that was your ultimate goal, then okay. But I will definitely say that for me, I wanted to fully experience this surgery, you know what I'm saying, for what it was, without any other, you know, situations that may be complicated, you know, that may cause other issues along the line. Like, I just, you know, that's just me and my personal opinion. But, you know, I understand some people, like I said, they have other goals. And then just keep in mind that your body, you know, hasn't had a long time to kind of like get rid of the weight. I think I would kind of want to see, you know, how my body does in 1 to 2 years, you know, with losing the weight, because you don't want to have a baby and then gain it back and then have a hard time getting it back off because your tool has been stretched out. And I just, that just doesn't make sense to me. But like I said, everybody has their own goals. Stalls. Baby, when I tell you, they do not tell you about stalls. At least they didn't tell me. In all the nutrition classes and the things that I went to, they never told me about stalls. Stalls are real, okay, guys? Like, they are so real. And what I've come to find out with stalling so much is that that's okay. That is totally okay. I think that once you've lost the weight so fast for so long, you start to get in your mind, okay, I'm losing the weight fast, and then all of a sudden it stops. You start to look down on yourself, and you want to make sure that you understand that stalling is part of the process. And really what you want to do is just kind of assess the situation and say, okay, well, am I eating right? Am I exercising like I should? Am I drinking enough fluids? That has a big part to do with it too, because you always want to stay hydrated. You want to make sure that you're keeping that what you're eating. You want to make sure that you're drinking and keeping it flowing. You want to make sure that that's, something that you're constantly doing. Liquids is a hard thing to think about when it comes to stalls, because you can't fathom. It's hard to process drinking so much, and then you're more concerned about getting the protein in now that you can eat a lot. So I just think that it's a balance, okay? It's totally a balance, and you want to make sure that you're eating what you should, and that a lot of that does not consist of breads, pastas, and sugars, and that you're eating more fruits and vegetables and whole wheats and grains, and that you're working out consistently. Like, this tool is not the only thing that you will do. Like, you have to follow up and use the tool fully for what it is. So when it comes to stalls, to me, that's the, okay, honey, you need to tighten it up. Okay, you need to reassess the situation to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's. Number 4, the things they don't tell you about food. I will say that they'll tell you all day long about what it is that you cannot eat any longer. Like, we hear you cannot eat pastas, you cannot eat breads, and no artificial sugars, and you want to eat low calorie things. You want to make sure that if you're going to do fruit, that it's whole fruits and not necessarily smoothies and things like that. But I find that they don't give you actual recipes. Okay, I know that before it was kind of like a free-for-all. You could find any food on any corner at any restaurant, any fast food joint, but they don't necessarily like tell you what you can eat and what kind of concoctions you can create. I would suggest definitely getting on Facebook, Instagram, using your resources, okay? I know for me, I follow Tasties. They always give me great ideas. I would also say it's a big part of it is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. It's hard for us, like socially it is hard, because a lot of people aren't where you are. They don't understand to the magnitude of, I can't eat a full portion, and whatever that portion is has to count. So I can't just eat bread, and I need to eat things that are going to actually give me nutrients. So putting yourself with people who are on the same struggle, people who, even if they may have not had VSG or any type of bariatric surgery, but if they're on the whole health kick thing, that helps, and you guys can be each other's accountability. And honestly, I might just make something up as I go. I know sometimes I'm like, I know I got some in this refrigerator I can make, so I'll pull out some broccoli and some onions and some garlic, and I'll throw some brown rice in there or something like that, just to see what it is. I know a lot of it is experimental. You kind of want to, see what works for you, see how certain seasonings and herbs and things like that work with certain dishes. So just hands-on experience helps a lot. Number 5, baby, they don't tell you about that monster in your belly, okay? I'm talking about, you will be sitting in the most quietest room and you can hear a pin drop, but instead the monster in your belly is talking the whole entire time. Like, I'm a nail tech, so me and my client are always like this close to each other, okay? So if I'm not talking and they not talking, or if the music is low or something like that, you can totally hear my stomach growling. I'm talking about I mean, it'll just be like, what? And you really honestly don't even know how to like deal with it. Like, I'm still telling people, oh, I'm sorry, oh, excuse me, oh, that's my stomach, I'm not hungry, it's just, my stomach is making these noises. And then I gotta go down this whole long drawn out story as to why my stomach is doing all that. But I mean, I don't, but I do. It's become habit now, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how do I deal with this? But what I will say, they'll tell you that you want to eat 30 minutes or drink 30 minutes between each other. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I need, you know, to wash my food down with a couple sips. And when I tell you my stomach is talking, and you can hear it loud and clear. And then it's also very upsetting. Like, it not only is it making noises, sometimes it is very uncomfortable. So they'll tell you not to drink or eat 30 minutes within each other, but they don't tell you that it's going to sound god awful. Okay. But that is all. I just wanted to come and share with you guys some things that they don't necessarily tell you about the VSG surgery. If you have any other content ideas, please be sure to let me know. Leave that down in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.